Good morning all, council students. We want to start with this. We have no time actually. We want to start with this very first item. I'm going to highlight it. Getting familiar with Eclipse IDE. Actually, we're going to be using Eclipse IDE for our work here. Okay, Eclipse IDE. You know, we have lot of many IDEs. Aside Eclipse, we have NetBeans, Dr. Java, Ggrass, and many other ones. So let me close this and start it so you see what will happen. This I've pinned my Eclipse IDE on the taskbar. That's why it's here. Maybe you check yours from the start menu or from the desktop icon. So when you start Eclipse IDE, this is where it takes you to. Look, I'll send you out. It takes you to where we call workspace. Put this as an assignment. Check what is workspace in Eclipse. Workspace. Is it visible? Are you seeing? Or I should magnify? I think it's better now, right? This is where it opens to. We call it what? Workspace. So this workspace, it's a folder you create. It's going to enhance, enhance all the necessary resources needed for your projects to execute. And then I ask you to check on what workspace is all about. If, for example, I want to work on a given project, I create a workspace for it. Then I can create workspace. In one workspace, I could have many projects. Okay? This is one workspace. I only have one workspace. I want to create another workspace. I just click on what? Browse, and I, locate the drive where I want to create the workspace, and then I create a folder here. I can just create by clicking on this new, and I give it what? CSC201 CASU 2022, 2023 session. The reason why I did not use slash, it may not take slash because it's a file name, right? So then when I click this, it creates this as what? As a workspace. Then I select it. Then now can you see it here? Now if I launch, it's going to launch this workspace for me. All that we're going to be doing for this your course, it's going to be stored within this workspace, so that if I need any project, I only go through the workspace and then I launch the project, load it, or do modifications. The person outside, please let those guys know that we are in a session here. They should leave the place. Then it takes you here. This tells you that it tells you that you have created what? A new workspace. These are things that you can click to know more about your IDE, like the marketplace and all that. Okay? If you like, you can just, since it is a welcome something, you exit it, right? Exit it. I didn't come with my mouse. Anybody with a mouse here? Mouse. I work better with mouse. I don't want this. Okay. Alright, thank you. Wireless? Where is the... See this guy who's talking IT, right? Look at them looking at me. You should not be. Are you? There's phobia in your eyes. All right, it's okay. This is where it has taken up. So let's have a tour on what? On what? On the IDE. Thank you. Please, the first thing you need to do when you launch your Leave that place. Why are you here? If you are part of this class, I'm going to straight carry over to continue with this study. What is this? You think it's a market? Alright. The first thing you do is what we call perspective. Because in Eclipse, it's not only Java SE we do a lot of things, right? There is Java EE, there are other stuffs. So what you do, you come to perspective. You don't know what it is. When you hover your mouse around the button, it tells you what, open perspective. If you click, it opens to this. Can you see many things we can do? What we are expected to click on is this. This is what we do in Java SE. Then you double click it, and then it opens that perspective for you. So can you see that this place, the package area has changed? This is because we are into the what? The perspective that is what? The Java SE perspective. Formerly it was a different perspective. Then you can click on this, but I always want to click on file, because in some Eclipse you may not see these links. Okay? So you click on file and click on what? New. Then you start your work. Okay, you start your work. First of all, you create what? Project. This is what you do. You create project, then you create what? Class in it. So let me start. I want to create project. This project, I give it name. Welcome to what? Java. Let's just take it that way. It's a class. I mean, it's a project. Welcome to Java, because this is our first what? Project. Then look at something here. This is JRE. We talked about JRE and JDK. Can you recall? Yes. In our theory class. So this, the system wants you to select JRE. But by default, it has selected Java JRE what? 17 for you. Because I have JDK 17 and 18, so it picked 17. It's okay, you can go with it. But one thing, if you develop a Java project with lower version of JDK, for example JDK 7, I mean JDK 15 or 14, or JDK 6 or what, then if you come to compile it in a higher version, you have to change the JDK within the project. That's why you always go by the latest version, so you enjoy the newer features of what? Java. Alright? So here, you don't need to change anything here, you don't. It's leave everything as it is and just click on what? Finish. So it will select that JDK or JRA for you. And then this Eclipse I'm using, it's always hinting me to create what we call module. But with regards to what we're going to be doing here, it's a simple project. We don't need module for now. So just say don't create, and then it will continue to create your own class. Can you see a class has been what? Class has been what? Created. Now you can right click. When you are handling a very large project, then you create modules. Well, maybe we'll talk about that. Then you click on it and come to file, or click on it and right click, and then go to what? New. Then this time around you select what? Class, not a project, because we're going to be having many classes inside one project. Okay? Then, or if you like, you can give a package name. If you don't, you can. But the package name, let's go by the package name. If you want to create a package name is always a barcode of a domain name. What? You take reverse of a domain name. You know domain name. Kasu, www.kasu.edu.ng, right? Take the reverse of this. ng.edu.kasu, right? So this is what we do. But for our own case, we can just say for example, the CSC201. This is not necessary. You can just go by default package, okay? And we can use this package. Then you give it name. This name belongs to who? Class. All right? It belongs to what? Class. Let me say hello world. All right? Then there are some things here. Of course, it's going to be public. Okay? Then here you select what? The main method. We need main method. Okay? If you like, you go by the constructor. No, constructor for now is not necessary. Okay? Then you click on what? Finish. Alright, so I'm going to exit the magnifier and I will zoom the what? I'll zoom the environment, why is your mouse not zooming? I want to increase the font size. Is it visible? Is it visible? Yes. You can even use Control Shift plus sign. Control Shift plus sign, it will increase it for you. If you use Control Shift minus sign, I don't know. Yes, minus sign is reducing. Plus sign is adding. Please, this is our class. Can you recall this? No, we have written something like this in the class, right? So, from here to here, this is what we call what? Huh? The class declaration. Class what? Declaration. Public class hello. Public is an access specifier or modifier. It tells you that this resource or this object is a public object. Class is a keyword that tells you that this is a class. Hello World is the identifier, that is the name of a given resource. The name of the what class. This open brace is what we call the what? The delimiter of a starting point of the block of a class. Okay? And if you click on it, it highlights its own closing delimiter. Then you can now write end of the what? End of the end of the class. Right. And then this to do, it's a comment. We don't need it. It's telling you that you should generate your stock, right? Which is okay. And then this is what we call what? Main method, right? Main method. So end of the what? Main. End of the main method. So, should I ask you a question? Where does Java projects or Java class start executing? In the main method, thank you. So whatever written here is going to be executed. Even though not only what is being written here, but it starts with whatever that is being written here, right? Then followed by other lines. So if I say sysout, this is a shortcut. I'm supposed to write system.out.println, but when I write sysout and I press control key and a space bar, it's going to give me, it's going to write what? System.out.println for me. You know, as a developer, I need to be fast. So there are some shortcuts. Don't write these out in your exams. If you write these out, automatically I'm going to cancel it. This is it. Control and space bar. That's what we call code guessing. It popped the code guessing for you. IntelliSense, if you know what we're talking about. That's what we call IntelliSense. Then let me say welcome to Java in CSC201 Castle 2022/2023 what session. Then I run. Can you see the result? This is what we call console. Can you see? So this is what I asked it to do. So this is our result. If I erase it or if I comment it, if I double click this, it opens to the only class and it will hide all other things. Maybe I don't want this and I want to say good morning. Good morning, Benjamin. Is it Benjamin? Is it correct? Then, can you see something? This is not in line, right?
Yes.
So if you want to correct this, you don't have to, start doing it yourself. You can just right click and then go to format. Where is format? So it's source code first, source, then what? Format. Can you see? That's rearrange it for you. Programming is in a zigzag format. This has moved here, and then I correct it by using that. It's in formatting something. Then it says what? Good morning, Benjamin. Now, if I want to say good morning, what's your name? Your name? Ridwan. If I want to say good morning, Ridwan, I have to erase again and write. So that means our project is for beginners. We are not collecting anything from user. So can you do that? Can we start think how to collect something from user and then process it and I think I gave you an assignment on this, right? The one that says good morning. Let me see if I can find it here. It's here. Please look into this question. We're going to solve it right now, inshallah. It says what? Somebody should read this question out. Somebody from the back side. That guy with car, who's standing with blue, the person standing. Yes, read it out. Read it. Read the question. Da kai nake kai mai jaka da hula. No, just stay there and read from there. Somebody should read from there. Stand up and read. Someone cannot even read out. Yes, read out the question.
Write a Java program.
They are not hearing. I want them to hear.
Write a Java program that prompts the user to enter a name, gender, and a greeting message. The program should detect the supplied data and display output as follows. If gender is male, then the program should display good morning, Mr. plus name. If gender is female, then the program should display good morning, hello Mrs. plus name. So I can't see.
You can't see what?
The brown one. If the input is not in line with the above information, then the program should display input not recognized. Note you may use scanner glass for the collection of images from users.
Who understand what we need here? Whenever you are asked to write a program, the first thing you do is to understand the question first. In fact, there is even a correction I'm going to make here, but let me read it myself. Write a Java program that prompts the user to enter name, gender, and what? A greeting message. To enter what? Name, gender, and greeting message. If you are wise, you get to understand that these are your inputs. What? Because in a given program, there is always an input, then what? Expected output. Input and expected output. So what are your inputs? Read the question. Write a Java program that prompts the user to enter a name, gender, and a greeting message. It could be that good morning, good afternoon, whatever. That is greeting message. Name, you supply your name. Gender, you supply your gender. The program should detect the supplied data. Okay, so there is no even I thought it was a mistake, and it's correct. The program should detect the supplied data and display output as follows. 1. If the gender is male, then the greeting should be what? Good morning, Mr. Since you are male, right? If it is female, good morning, Mrs. If the input is not in line with the above information, then it should display what? Input not recognized. That should be your default if. And then we ask you to use what? Scanner class. All these things are very simple. You're supposed to have learned this right from your secondary schools. Okay, I'm in a video. We'll talk about this later. I don't want the video to be lengthy with all these side talks and all these oversight things. So now, we need how many inputs? 3. Name, gender, and greeting message. The expected outputs are good morning, Mr. Then name. Or good morning, Mrs. Then name. Or if what is being entered as a title is not in line with either male or female, then it says what? Not recognized. This is what you see, you have to be very careful. As we started with this very small and soft questions, then we move to complex questions and more complex questions. So if you understand how to fetch your data, you fetch all the inputs from the data, get all your expected output and all that. Please, immediately after this class, go ahead and get your practical manual. All that we have done in the class must be written. The source code must be written, and the expected output must also be written in the lab manual. And then you submit it in the next, by Monday. Next, when are we? Anyway, we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about it later, please. So, now let's start. So we need to create a different class now, right? Yes, we need to create a different class. Still on this package, I'll close this. And then I click on the package and I click on what? File. Okay, you're not seeing this, right? I click on what? The package, because I want to continue with this package. Then I click on what? File. I go to what? New. And what? Class. This time around I'm not going to change. Anyway, I can create a different or what do you call? I can create a different project and run it. But then since it is in line, they are all greetings, right? So we go like this. Let me just say greeting. The first one was hello, right? And now this. Just say, okay, is it correct? Huh? Okay, greetings. You can write something descriptive, not necessarily this. If you want to go by inserting the constructor, you allow the constructor to be written there. Then you click on what? Finish. So I will exist this. I just want you to see how I create the class. So this now, since I'm going to zoom the content of the class as it is like this. So please look into this class again. Public class greetings. No changes, right? Only that we have changed the name of the class because we want to do something different. So now this is a constructor. I just want you to know what a constructor is all about. End of the what? Constructor. What is a constructor? Look at it very well. It is a method. Why do we call it constructor? We call it constructor because it has the same name of the class. Look at the class name and look at it. It is the only object allowed to take the name of the class. Otherwise, there is going to be a problem. So this is where we do initializations. Don't worry, there is going to be a time when I'm going to start using constructor with you here. Then this is what? Men. End of the what? Men. End of the what? Class. Right? So this is what we have. Now I'm going to swap everything within the main method. So we don't have problem. Maybe later we begin to use class method, class variables and all that. Okay? So the first thing we do here, we know that we need what? We need we need a name, right? We need gender. So now how do we collect those things? This is the question. Scanner class, of course. Then the scanner class, if I say sys out system.out.println, what is the function of this method? I mean this statement. It does what? It displays on the screen. Then if I want to collect, when I say system.in, am I correct? System.in. Yes, system.in will work, but not only system.in. System.in should be a parameter within the scanner class. It is the scanner class that does the work, but system.in is a parameter. Then it enables you to collect from user. So how do we do that? Now look up here. The first thing I do, since I've agreed that we're going to be using local variables for now within, since we have not talked about the class variables and all that, the first thing is that I need string name. And this name as it is now is what? It is null. It is empty. The reason why I declared it and I made it empty string is that it is a local variable. All local variables, we have, seen this in our theory class, that all local variables must be what? Must be. Anybody who answered this question, 5 marks. Yes, within the given method, I must be. Yes, data type is there. There's one thing I want you to mention. What have I done here? This is the data type, right? Yes. And what is this? Then what is this? Value. Then what do we call this? Equals to this. It's assignment, but we call it initialization. I've initialize it to what? No string. So if you do not do this, look at, if I do this, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem, even though this is within our main method, but it's going to be a problem. It will prompt you to initialize it. So that's why I do what? I initialized. So string, what is the next thing we want to collect? Gender, right?
Yes.
Okay, gender, yeah. Gender, whether male or female, right?
Yes.
Then what? String what? Message or greeting or whatever you want. Well, so these are local variables. Okay? Then for the scanner class, I think I can initialize this scanner class here. SC name. SC name equals to new sorry. Yes, that has to be scanner here, right? Then immediately when you write this, immediately it's going to prompt you to do what? To import. When I click on the import, look at it, java.util.scanner. What? Java.util.scanner. So this is what contains the package or the library for the what? Scanner class. If you do not import it, it will not work. Then within here, I add what? System dot what? System.in. Thank you. You recall what I said? System.in alone is not capable of collecting input from user, but it's going to be a variable, a parameter inside what? Scanner class. So this is just for class. So scanner SC means scanner object, right? We just use it to differentiate between what we're doing. So name gender equals to new scanner, right? Then system.in. Right? Then the last one, I think. So this should be capital. SC what? Message equals to new what? Scanner system.in. I want you to write a short note on scanner. We're going to see some things in the what do you call it? The textbook right now. System.in. System.in is it's a parameter inside the scanner class. So then now, if I pick this name, before this, I should prompt the user to enter name. Otherwise, if you run this, user only sees what? You only sees a cause of blinking, no any narration. So let's say sys out system.out.println sorry, let me write within here. System.out.println what? Please enter name. It should precede this. Since we have agreed to use local variables and all that. This comes up first, and then you see, please enter what? Name. Let me comment these two. I want to run and see what will happen. Can you see? It says please enter name. Even if I enter name here, Benjamin. You know, this is why it's not entering anything. I do not collect it. So then come down here. It says please enter name, right? This should come here. Please enter name. Then this comes up. Then I want to collect this name. I bring in this sys. The local variable equals to this dot next. Dot next what? Thank you. Dot next line. Why next line? Huh? Dot next line. If you don't know the reason why we say dot next line, scanner class. This book has been shared. Alright? So please try to go through it. All-in-one DEX reference for dummies, written by the Douglaw. I think this is an older version. I know I'm having the newer version. If I'm able to trace it, I will send you the newer version of it. It says what? Getting input with the what? With the what? Scanner class. So please go through all these things. This is why I'm interested. I'm interested in the methods. Okay. Scanner class and what? That get input values. We say what? String line, right? In fact, this is not even what I'm looking for. Aha. Okay, has no. Like I've passed it. Let me search. If you want to capture the whole if you say dots next string, it will capture only single word. By the time it reaches to a space, then it will truncate the rest. But the next line will capture the whole what? The whole line. Please search for it and read about this. I don't know, I think it's above there. You know, we don't have time, that's why I'm somehow. Next line. Anyway, please read about it. So let's see before we move. What if you want to get number? You say dot next what? Dot next double, for example. If it is double, you collect as dot next double. If it is int, dot next what? Int. That's what you do. Please check on these methods. It's there. Only that I'm fast now. A little bit fast. So dot next, if you say dot string, maybe we try this things. Dot next what? Dot next line. So it captures the whole line irrespective of what is being written to the end of it. Dot next line. So now let me just print out this. Sys out. Let me say we have captured what? We have captured name. This is just an example. We are not solving the problem. We've captured name. And what is the name we have captured? It is stored where? Inside what? The local variable name. So plus what? Name. This plus, what is it doing here? Adding what? Somebody said it. Someone said it, Concatenating. It concatenates. It is not adding. It's not adding in the sense that it adds 1 plus 1, 2. No. Since they are all strings, it does what? Concatenation. Alright? So, is it Abdul you said your name? Lukman, sorry. Look what? Lukman, with Q? Lukman. It's because you are from Nigeria, you're using K. We have captured what? Name. We have captured name, Lukman. So you see, we started doing something, right? Now we are able to capture something from user and what? And make use of it. So now let's capture the whole things, then we decide on whether we greet you as a Mr. or as Mrs. or as what. What's the time? 12. Huh? Do we have extra 30 minutes from now? So, I want us to touch things that have to do with mathematics immediately after this. Okay? So, now this is just testing something. So, for the next one here, I'm going to bring it in here and I will do comment and I will call what? I will write Sys out. Please supply what? Supply gender. Then we have a local variable gender. Then we say what? SC gender. Dot next. What? Next line. So it's going to capture it for us.
The gender is not there.
Huh?
Gender.
Yes, don't worry, we'll do that. You can just use your tab if you like, or you do that formatting. Of course, yes. Supply and enter is something. Okay, we use enter for the first one. It's something. It's something. Only that it shouldn't be capital. Please supply. supply message. Huh? Actually, message is not necessarily, it must not be collected. If we are going to be greeting you as good morning, just single good morning. But if maybe we want to be saying good day, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. You check out the last question there. You don't collect message. The system should detect the system time and greet as appropriate. That's your assignment. Huh? You should check on the system to ask us here. It is noon. It should say good afternoon, right? If it is morning, it says good morning. We don't need message per se to some extent, but you can collect, just say a supply or whatever. So a message. We have message. Is it message we call it? Yes. Message. SC. SC means kind of class object, right? Yes. Message. Dot what? Dot next. Dot next line. Okay. Then down here. This is where you decide. You're going to use the if statement, and then you decide. You now say if I'm fast. I'm fast. Is it true? If what? Gender. If gender equals. Don't say if gender equals to. We don't use this for string. Alright? Rather we use what? There is a method called dot equals ignore case. So it becomes, when I ask you enter gender, you could enter capital low uppercase, another person lowercase. Then if you do not make it caseless sensitive, it's going to be a problem. That's why when I say ignore dot equals ignore case means what? Caseless. It should make the collected variable from user what? Caseless sensitive. Put it down and search about it. It's an assignment. Dot equals ignore case. Can you see it here? Dot equals ignore case what? Dot equals ignore case what? If it is male, right? Is it? Yes. So you need to also check on this. If it is somebody who say male, M. Huh? And another person will say, well, we'll write it the way it's supposed to. Is it? Then, if you want to capture this, then you say what? O. This is what we call O, but what? Logical O. Logical O. O. Gender. Then what? Equals signal case. Where is it? I didn't see ignore case. The equals ignore case. What? Huh? Male. Since we say caseless sensitive, that's why you see here I write only M to be what? Capital. While here it's capital. Since we say ignore case, you have no issue with that small or what. But then you need to take care of what? M and men. F and what? Female. Yes. If you are developing, you need to broaden your horizon. Otherwise, your system will be maintained in just a short interval of time, something. Or people will be having problem while using it. So if it is that, you now say system.out what? System.out println what? I will now say message, the message you entered. If I say good day, then plus what? Yes, if it is Mr., then it's Sir. Right? I mean, if it is Mrs., it's what? Sorry, if it is female, it's Mrs. If it is male, then it's what? Mr. So I now say, here, I will say message. Somebody that answers of message, you see the reason why we plus what? Huh? Plus The message comes first. Good morning. What's your name? Good afternoon, Nathan. So message comes in first. Then what? Your name. But there's something here. We need spaces, right? We need spaces. So how do we create spaces here? Huh? Yes, double quotes. But let's run it without spaces and see. It will run for only male as it is. So now, please enter what name? What's your name? You with the spectacle. Tayyib. Look at the spelling. Is it correct? Sorry. Correct? Tayyib. Then I do what? I press enter. Supply what? Gender. Let's use small letter M for us to test the equals ignore case, right? Because I use capital there in the source code. Then message. Greet yourself. What do you want? Good day. Good day. Then I press enter. What does it say? Okay, then that means there is something here. Look at good day Tayyib. That means we didn't say title, right? So we need to capture title here. Title, right? Before the name. Good day, Mr. So I can now say Mr. here. But you see, I'm writing something without variable, right? Yes. Then I can, let's do something here, please. Let's introduce a title here, but this title we're not going to collect it from anybody. So you now say string what? String title, right? Then this title, if it is male, title becomes what? Thank you. Title becomes, somebody says I'm fast. You see maybe in our next class, that's when you see. Have to be fast, otherwise I'm eager to finish this. Mr. Then I will bring in what? Title here. You see, I just want you to understand the usage of variable. We're not doing anything, just the usage of variable. That's what I'm demonstrating. Then what? Plus what? Title, right? So message. Let me see how the output was. So if you like, you can introduce some spaces like this. Just one space. Okay? And then another space here. In between the name and yes. What if I want the name to be capitalized? Whatever the user enters, I want it capitalized. Then you say dot upper, thank you. Dot to upper. It gives you what? Uppercase. Whatever you enter, it will convert it to upper. I know most of you must have used systems that when you are writing your name, it's representing it in what? In capital letters. So let's see. You run. Let me do that of Tayyib since we're not done with him. Tayyib. Please enter gender. Who is that? Male. Then supply message. Let's say goodbye. Goodbye. Is this single word like this? Huh? But this should be capital, right? Then you press enter. It says what? And so you see, but Tayyib is being what? Capitalized. So this has resource to what we call string operations. String what? Operations. Put it in a heading, we're going to treat it. String what? Operations. string operations. So now let's test the rest. I'm going to test the rest. Pardon me to copy and paste. Give me this, pardon. I have no time. So it's going to be what? Else if gender is what? F or what? Female. And then just Mrs., right? It's something. Then the last one that says if the input is not, it should say what? Then you say else. This is the default else. Default else. Else means if what we have supplied as a gender is not male and it's not female, what will happen? Then it tells you that input not recognized. Then in that case, there's something we call system.out. We have system.error, right? Yes. System.error. This gives you a red line, in red color. System.error. Dot what? The print ln. System not what? Sorry, input not recognized. So ideally, you're supposed to have tested this before you even collect anything, so that if somebody did not enter the correct thing, then you decline the process or the activity. But then, as it is like this, you have to enter everything. Then it checks. But you're supposed to have started with the title. Okay, what I mean, you make title, then you make inner what? Inner if. So it says name. Let me say Ben. Supply gender. Let me say T. Supply what? Message. Good afternoon. Afternoon. Is it one word? Huh? One word? Are you sure? Yes. Are you grammarians? You always answer questions that has to do with English. It says what? Input not recognized. But you see, what I am trying to tell you, you have wasted somebody's time. You ask him to enter name, enter gender. No. What you do is to test for the title first. If title is not recognized, then you say what? Not to, but if the person is able to successfully enter the correct title, then the system continue to ask you other questions. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. Who can do that? You guys, it's like you guys, you scared.
It's so hard.
It's not hard. What is that? This is nothing. We have not done anything. You cannot do it.
So you can.